Dun, 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 dun. Do we have audio? There we go. Just had a very long delay. Where is... Interesting. Right, at some point my doppelcam went missing. Hello everyone. It has been trying to put out fires all day. So I'm trying to figure out why all of a sudden this stopped working, because it literally stopped working when I went live. There it goes. For some reason I had to go into the subfolder and just click on it. I see. I tried removing the toys from her bed, thinking that she'd lay in it more or be more comfortable, and she just brought them all back immediately. Now she's like, who are you talking to? Anyways. I am sketching something. I don't know what it is. It's something. I was actually not really planning on streaming today. But, like I said, putting out fires. And I have not slept well in like 4 days. Oh, this is so quiet. Sorry, I moved my mic, thinking I would get better audio. It does. It's still a little quiet. Anyways, so this guy, he like, I didn't have an original plan for him at all. This is just the vast majority of my sketches are just me putting pencil to paper and something happening. Not planned. But I like him. Um, I left him for a bit because I finished the like head part. Well, for the most part, it's not completely done. Because I wasn't totally sure how I wanted to finish the legs. And then the other day, I was craving sketching traditionally, and I pulled them out, and I was like, I made some decisions finally, and so now, he's got at least an end goal. He will be in my monster manual. He's like a, I'm gonna call him the flayed man. It's gonna be a fairly horrifying thing in my monster manual, but gotta have some horrifying things. If you're wondering what this paper is, it's not, well, it's not paper. It's technically, you can see all the way through the back. So this is UFO paper, and it's usually used for people doing like acrylic pours, or oh, I'm trying to remember the term for it. There's like alcohol inks. So it's meant more for random patterning kind of things. It's not really meant for pencil sketching. Because it's very, very easy to smudge. But it also is, it's a little different. Because if you want to erase something, you might be able to erase it, but then you probably won't be able to like fully draw over that section again. Because it like completely destroys like what little tooth there is to pick up pencil lead or pencil sketch details. So it's a bit like working in ink. You gotta know, you gotta be, confident in what lines you're putting down. Which I like. At least it kind of makes me think. It's got me a lot better at being able to essentially visualize what I'm sketching in my head before I put it down, so I can kind of self. Sorry, I'm just trying to find my. Self art director. Yes, I was looking for my cotton swabs because this is what I use for blending on this. Yes, it's a bit like drawing on butter. It's very smooth. So it's like I have a lot of people that are like, "Oh, this is so cool, I want to try it," and then I'm like, I give them a sheet of paper, and they try it, and they're like, "Nope." It's fun but unforgiving. Which reminds me, I need. Oh, I got it back there. It's like I need my human anatomy thing, and I stuck them behind my desk. I've got all my anatomy figurines on my shelf, but that one, for some reason, I put back there. Alright, hold on 1 second. I'm going to probably blockade Ryacam. Sorry, I was just grabbing this guy. Mostly because it's not like 100% human, but largely human. So I do. Like, this is the flayed muscle part, so I'm trying to. Make this largely believable with what the muscles look like underneath and the tendons. Yeah, he'll be fun when I put him in the monster manual because I have plans for him to just be like slowly stalking people. Just kind of relentless pursuit. And then he just collects the skins. Which is why he's surrounded by hands up here. Ah, sorry. It's getting all cut off a little bit. Oh, was Raya actually being cooperative and showing her face on camera? I see. Oh, I just realized there's no music playing. Alright. Yes, I have Doggle Cam. I was like, I don't know if you've been here since I started Doggle Cam. Also, hi, Fred. I tried. Oh, wait, is it dropping frames on the stream again? I don't know what it is, but somehow VTuber has suddenly become, like, just absolutely bogging down frame rate. No, it's VTuber. I'm gonna see if I can close it and it'll hopefully stop. I thought maybe I fixed it because I put a frame rate limit, but it's not working. Oh no, that's the sound is because I thought I had it playing, but I forgot. Alright, VTuber, you were getting... I'm sorry, Brihe, you're very cute, but for some reason, I can't stream with you. I still, I don't know. Alright, is this better? Okay. If it keeps dropping, because last time it just completely messed up my whole video stream and I had to switch to digital. Which means I just pulled up my iPad and started drawing in that, but I kind of stayed up very late working on something on my iPad, and I want to not use that tiny, as I use a tiny Q-tip. This is mostly just changing the grip around. So this style that I'm doing is what I use for my Dark Mythos, my previous Kickstarter book. That one was like a full-on research book of creatures of world mythology. Alright, why are you making sideways face? Is it still dropping? It's still dropping, isn't it? Oy. Oh, okay. But if it's really bad, I can switch. I'm trying to not bump my desk, but it's impossible. Maybe if I can get the Kickstarter to fund and like actually get a little bit of money for working on it, I may have to invest in like a steady cam. Oh, that's interesting. Are you enjoying relatively normal life and not one where I get to look forward to potentially being sent to a farm because I have anti-anxiety meds? Somehow working on a farm in the Midwest will fix that. Even though I grew up on a farm in the Midwest. Yeah, no, I am. Oh man, I'm very much looking forward to spring when we can kind of get back into doing farming in the backyard, well, gardening. But since we do like the aquaponics and everything, it's very, it's a bit more large scale than what you can usually manage in a backyard. Though man, something has been killing our fish. Yeah, but cheese, I am lactose intolerant. Also, I'm just gonna say it, I like Brazilian wines more Spanish wines. Or Argentinian, South American wines, and Spanish wines. Lactate. One of my friends lives in constant denial of his lactose intolerance, and then he eats ice cream out with his kids, and then he's just like, he messages our Slack, and he's just like, guys, I've made a mistake. I'm clenching so much, and I'm just like, why do you keep doing this? Every time we hang out, I'm like, I hand him a lactate. He never has the. That should have been his Christmas present. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot. I got the new Blackwing version of a coal erase. Just a little bit softer. I want to see if it blends as well. Which, what I'm doing right now, where I'm laying my hand on this, is not the smartest. It will smudge everything out. I'm trying to keep my hand as steady as possible. I do have a... Oh, my dog left me. I've been abandoned. Do they not sell lactate in France? Aha! This thing. This is what I should be technically using to do this so I don't smudge anything. I just never do. No French people. Or are they just living in denial like half of Japan? Like, I keep hearing that that's a thing, that Japan is real big into dairy, but they just accept that diarrhea is part of life. This might explain something. You know, is that where the French sense of superiority comes from? I'm just talking shit to Fred because they live in France with their very French husband. Say hi to John for him. if I want to add, well, not on this sketch, it would have to be a totally different sketch, but if I want to like do a version where he's not doing the whole, because the little flayed hand skin here covering the head or the face. Frenchman says hi. Alright. Oh god, I just wish this wasn't so wobbly. I still remember though the one night when we had the party, we had a party and we got brie from Costco, and it was like the day that like someone drove through a crowd in France, or there was one of the terrorist attacks. But we had this Costco brie out, and Jonathan came over and tried it, and he was like, there were 2 tragedies in France today. Oh yeah, I guess my favorite cheese is French, even though it's actually sheep. I can't remember what it's called. I just remember finding it in a little supermarket under the place we were staying and buying like a log of it. I can't remember if we tried like good brie when we were there. Yeah, we will come visit eventually. I just need to not be very, very broke. Yeah, the sad part is I don't know if this shit's gonna be done in 3 years or whatever. Not with the way things are currently. I'm still waiting to hear what happened with the IRS the other day, because that's where my friend Ann works, and like her team, like she led this team that actually was doing some really cool and important stuff of essentially profiling rich people and where they hide their money to get away from taxes and how they make dark money. But it doesn't sound like things have gone well, and if her team went missing or got canned or anything really, that tells you the priorities of our current people. Oh, it is, and it's terrifying to watch it in real time and be like, well, what the hell do we do? Different subject. The thing that I like stayed up all night drawing yesterday. Might backfire on me spectacularly. But I was in a mood. Oh no, that I still very much appreciate you stopping by. It's lovely to hear from you again. I never get to talk to you anymore, so I will take whatever friend time I can get. Have fun at your irrigation workshop. Don't flood some fields. Yeah, you gotta finally get into the house. Yeah. Bye. Goodbye, goodbye. Yes, lock all the doors. Put a sign up front that says, "My precious." Just tiny amount of context. They're getting a farm. French property laws are really fucking weird. Still dropping crazy frame rates. Oh man, it is amazing how much VTuber can mess this all up. I don't know, so my usual Monday night stream, which isn't on this channel, it's on the Absolute Worst Gamers, that's canceled today, cause Morgan, who's, the face of that stream, or that's, you know, it's her stream, her new dog is sick. So she's taking a break. Wild time for pets right now. Like her dog is staying over at the vet all sick. I had one of my art acquaintances just lost two of her cats to bird flu. She wasn't even like an outdoor cat person. Like it was from their food. She's very staunchly against having cats being outside. But yeah, she lost her oldest Sphinx that she's had for forever. And then she has like show breed quality, like actually shows them in cat shows, Cornish Rexes, and she lost her baby that she like bred and raised, that was literally just got notification it was turned into became a champion that like day they had to put her down. So I absolutely heartbroken for her. She loves her cats so much. And I don't know what the heck is going on here, but we've lost 3 koi in the last month. We have like a pond outside that we built during the pandemic, and it's what we use to garden. We like run through an aquaponics system in the summer and the spring, and so we have a bunch of very pretty koi that we've had for years, and we love them. We lost one of our very first ones that we literally raised since she was like 1.5 inches big to like 2 feet long. That was Shadow. She was one of our favorites, and we just lost her. And yeah, we have no idea why. It's usually not. Stuff doesn't usually go through fish in the winter. That's usually when most of the stuff that they can get tends to die off, actually. I'm not sure what the heck is going on. I very much like it to stop. Make this a little bit more 3D, but this is a little too eye-catchy. So, what I'm going to draw it in. Blend it in. This is the background, it doesn't really need to have details at all. Blend it in nose. Remember me saying you can erase it, but you can't really draw over it again if you erase that part. You can try, and you just won't get nearly the same amount of line weight. I'm gonna just essentially erase this to kind of give the sense of depth and movement, but not the being as quite as eye-catching. Where's my dog? I've been abandoned. Let's see if I can summon her. Maria! There you are. Hey. Place. Place. Right. Place. Touch. Good girl. Now she will immediately leave. She's just standing. I need my other eraser, which I don't have on me. I have these little, the Tombow erasers, click erasers. This one's the square one, but they also make one that's just like a really little fine point. And I don't know where I put that. It's typically what I use for my coal erase pencil sketches, or the Yupo paper ones. Sorry, just hear me rummaging. All I found was another square one, not that helpful. Yep, she's leaving. So she hung out for a little bit, but my office gets too hot, I think. We're like right next to the heater, and even though I close the vent, for some reason it just forces air through. So the rest of the house is cold, my office is sweltering. Realizing this is kind of like the body horror version of what like Nico Robin would be from One Piece. Need a hand? It's got 10,000. Not that many. Yeah, if I wanted to design this guy for the monster manual to be like boss level, there's some really fun things that could happen. So I might try doing that. Like, I've got the monster manual isn't gonna be. It's not gonna be quite like the traditional monster manual from Wizards or whatever. I'm gonna have a lot of descriptions. A lot of descriptions, a lot of setting up, establishing like how they move, what they do, where they are. Because I think D&D suffers from a lack of like set dressing, I guess I would say. it's a fantasy world, but why are there no descriptions of like weird plants and random, you know, weird little creatures, little flora and fauna that's not, you know, a green dragon. So I'm going to be, I mean, there will be obviously just like creatures you can throw at your party, but I'm going to have it set up by area. And they're each going to have a description. And so like, and I usually will probably, I'm going to preface it with like an example encounter. Well, not like that might be a little too detailed. Not like, more like an opening intro scene that I'll write out. That you don't, you know, DMs don't have to follow, but it helps kind of, they can if they want. But with this guy, it would be kind of neat if some of the creatures I just did, here's a basic one if you just want to have some flavor text in your, or flavor creatures in your campaign. So like this one would be horrifying. He'll probably have a boss stats where essentially he will get to clone himself, or not clone himself, he'll be able to, well, maybe clone himself. I'll set this aside. Like I said, I just decided this guy's going to be in the monster manual yesterday. But I want him to be able to like clone himself or create an army with his pile of flayed hides here, or skins. A bunch of different ways to think about it. So you might just be like, it's largely just armor, the more hide he's got. But either way, I'm essentially wanting to enable DMs to use things in a fun way. I'll set up a description, I'll set up basic stats and attacks. And then I'm hoping that I give enough flavor text and descriptive qualities that they can snowball things if they want. They can add things, subtract things. Thank you. I like spooky. Which is not necessarily a useful thing for if I ever actually wanted Twitch to take off. From what I've seen from like checking out other art streamers, the ones that do big, boobies. Yeah, the monster manual, I am currently starting to put it together because I'm currently suffering from the problem of adding too many damn things. So I need to actually start putting it together and then see if there are gaps and like I have it roughly divided into realms. There's like a like hell realm, an astral kind of thing. So I need to actually put it all together and then see how many I have for each section, and then like if I need to flesh out a section more, add things. But no, I just keep drawing things and I'm like, oh, that would be cool. Oh, that would be cool. What if I did this? I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to I'm very surprised. So the Tombow is soft, which I just did the shading, but it does not blend like at all. That is interesting. Not what I was expecting at all. I was thinking it was going to be like a super blender. So I might actually just use this one for details, which is not what I was expecting to use it for. I need to hopefully not unconsciously grab it and use it to shade things, because I've done it a few times and it's like, those are just lines now, they're not blended in, which isn't bad. It's texture. Yeah, so I'm debating if I wanna... I don't know if I'll stream like a game tonight or not, though. Since my Monday group is cancelled. I was not planning on streaming this. Like, I was just like, I've been wanting to stream every day the Kickstarter, might as well. If you're curious about what I was talking about with the Tombow, and you've missed like previous streams where I mentioned them, I usually use Prismacolor Coal Erase pencils, which are animator pencils. Recently, Tombow came out with their own version of erasable color pencils. Or not Tombow, yeah, Blackwing's Tombow, isn't it? Anyways, Blackwing came out with their own version of Coal Erase pencils, so I grabbed those to test out. And they seem softer, but they do not blend in. At least not on this Yupo paper. So I'm still kind of experimenting with them, but it's not a bad thing. Like, it's just like, oh, surprising. So I will, you know, use them in the appropriate areas where I want a detail to not blend out. some point too, because you can. Sometimes I'll bring in a kneaded eraser and I'll lift some values up. I'm curious as to whether or not it can do that. Yeah, the stream's all very stuttery. Yeah, sorry, that's... I tried to start with VTuber running again, and apparently I just can't use VTuber, even though I changed a bunch of settings. Literally what I'm saying is the stream might be fairly short today just because it's a holiday. I don't know how many people are actually watching, how much it might catch people. For some reason, nope. I lost my moderator tool things. Where are they? Hello, White Knight. It's like you hopped in just while I was saying that I might have to bail early today because the stream is cutting in and out, and for some reason I had to completely reconnect everything today. And I don't know why it like completely turned off a bunch of my settings. There we go. No, that's not what I wanted. Oh, you've had a full day. That sounds like fun. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out, I don't know where they moved it. There we go. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, this is what I'm working on, and I'll be going into the monster manual eventually. With some kind of messed up skin flare guy. Also, I moved the mic, and I don't know why. I know why it's quiet. I turned the gain. Hold on. I can't win. Alright. I did finally actually get the like Twitch affiliate thing, so I can start adding stuff like emojis, I guess. Though when I tried to add some before, it was all like, slow down! I don't really know why it did that. Alright. Yes, new Blackwing pencil. Does not blend. So I'm saving that for details. I turned the gain down and now you can hear me less. That makes sense. The only thing is I don't know, like I started drawing this little skin flap back here. I don't know if I want to keep that though. Like this part. I guess trying to look at it flow-wise. We've got like, this one's more like an obvious point. So it's fine to keep the triangle point. This is the tricky part about working with Yupo paper. If I was digital right now, I would just, you know, copy the layer and start a new thing to test it out, but we're doing this on Yupo, which is unforgiving. Hold on. Okay, since Raya's not in here, I'm closing the door. She will probably get mad at me for closing the door. But she's not in here anyways. You like the extra flappy bit? Yeah, I'm just trying to see how to do it where it's not going to pull the eye too far away. Or, not pull the eye away, but will help lead the eye where I want it to go. Yes, billowing flesh cape. Part of me's all like, oh, that's awful, or not awful, but you know, like, truly creepy thing to add in your campaign. And then I'm like, no, there's, you know, the like butcher's bib in D&D. They've already got flesh capes. Now there's a spell about it's like spiteful or vengeful defecation is a spell now, where you essentially just make your enemies poop to death. don't know how this is even quieter. I move the mic closer. It works great if I'm sitting at my keyboard, but if I sit half a foot to the side, I'm quiet. Oh, though, speaking of, you were mentioning going to a stitch shop, White Knight. Is it all of Joanne's fabrics are closing down? How much is that going to affect that hobby? I can get some funds together. I may need to head over there if they're doing any kind of clearance sale and get some, like, I just get giant chunks of fabric to use as tablecloths for shows, but I was thinking about trying to do some art dolls. I've got a sewing machine, forcing myself to learn how to use it more. And making some art dolls. So if I can go get some, like, faux fur. Oh, the Bellevue one isn't closing? I thought it was, like, the whole thing. So I wonder if the one in, I'm gonna guess the one in Montlake Terrace, or Linwood's closing. That's the one I always go to. Just defining my monster's flesh cape. Oh, 500. Ouch. Yeah, they're definitely gonna close the one in Montlake Terrace, or Linwood then. I think that one's never really that busy. It's also why there's like 2 employees in the entire store. So are they doing like a going out of business thing, or are they like consolidating all the stock in the remaining stores? I'm gonna guess there's gonna be a little of both. At least they're actually, if they're trying to stay afloat, then they weren't like, I'm guessing they weren't like the Toys R Us situation. With the pump and dump schemes. Which is remember what how that technically works. It's like they buy a floundering company, then they just dump all of their losses into it, and then they just bankruptcy it so they don't have to pay anything. So, do you have that problem where every single time I go into Joann's or Hobby Lobby, which I don't really go to Hobby Lobby anymore for, you know, Hobby Lobby reasons, but every single time I would go in, didn't matter what I was wearing, somebody assumes I work there and asks me questions. I just apparently have craft store employee face, which I don't know what that means. I think it's because I go into every store where it's like, if I go into a store, I just beeline it for what I need. I don't really like meander. And I think just having the confidence to go right to where you want without looking around just gives up the vibe of an employee. Only at Target. At least it's not. I don't think it's happened to me at Target. It's just without fail. Almost every single craft store I go into, someone's asking me questions. I do not help my case by often being able to answer their questions, though. I went to New York with Ernesto last year, I think it was the year before, because he had a work trip, and they were like, you can bring a spouse, we'll pay for ticket. So I was like, heck yeah, you go do your work thing, I'm gonna go to the Met. So one of the times I was like wandering around the city, coming back from one of the museums, this like Eastern European tourist comes up and starts asking me directions. So apparently I give off native New York vibes, but I knew where she needed to go to. I was in that city for like 5 days. I told that to my friend Anthony, who is actually from New York, and he just laughed his ass off. He's like, I love that for you. Like, I feel like I would be a drastically different person if I was from New York originally. That city is like the complete opposite of everything I grew up around. I come from, you know, rural Midwest and working on farms and being isolated in like the least diverse area ever. Okay, so we got Flesh Cape, but it is very... That's not bad. I do like that it outlines the one hand. I might pop that a little bit more. But I think what I'm going to do after that, I'm going to try blending it out. It is nice, like, I outline these fingertips with the black wing, and they are still pretty clear. So yeah, that one, it just does not blend, but like I said, that has its uses. Oh, my video just started buffering. Low latency toggle under advanced menu. Okay, sorry, I was testing something, though I am going to turn off Raya Cam and see if that helps at all, since she's not vegetating in my office right now. Like the physical drawing, or like how big am I picturing it IRL? This one's a 9x12. As for IRL, like I said, I might, or as mentioned before, I might give this guy, like some of the creatures, I'm like, here's base stats, here's like boss level. I think like base stats, this thing would be like 2 foot tall. Something that it's taller than like a tall character, but not outrageously big. Yeah, this is my 9x12 paper. Oh, you're asking. Yeah, I think I've gotten to the point where like I've already stopped buying prints for the most part, unless they're purely a digital artist. But I may have to start doing one of those coffee table folio things. Oh, sorry, I just keep hearing it repeating now, so that's fun. Yeah, sorry, I will not try Sorry, the thing keeps repeating, it keeps buffering. I've tried to... All of it, I started up VTuber at the beginning and apparently that wrecked it. I'm sorry. But yeah, unfortunately for you, I rarely draw in that size. I tend to draw too big. I've been trying to, like, I tried doing the little bookmarks size things, and I do need to do smaller. So I'm gonna try and do what I was mentioning about blending out the back. And then I'll probably have to call the stream after that, because unfortunately this thing is buffering so much and dropping frames. And I'll have to once again go through settings, because I thought I fixed it. Sorry, the things will get wobbly, because I'm going to be taking this paper towel and smushing this. I think I actually did a lot of this in the coal erase, or the Blackwing, because it's not blending out as much as I was expecting. But yeah, this is why I love drawing on Yupo paper. It's a whole different beast. So it takes a lot of getting used to. And it's also, I don't draw on it as much as I would like because it's not cheap. This paper cost like about $1.70, $2 a paper, or a piece of paper. It's not like, oh my god, outrageous, but it's, you know, when you're like me and you've been out of work for 2 years, that's a lot. Alright, so I'm gonna take this one, add some like faint wisps of, there are additional hands back here. Yeah, that's the other thing. I was like, I really do want to get into art dolls, but man, I can't afford another. I bought oils during Dick Blick's big holiday sale, or end of the year sale, because I do want to do oils again. I haven't touched them since college, but I actually did really like them. I largely avoided them because the smell is, you know, it's bad, but it's not like terrible, but I avoid them because dogs. I have so many dogs that it's like guarantee you're gonna get a bunch of dog hair in your painting. But there's a few painting ideas I have that I'm like, this would look. That's kind of why I do so many mediums, and to avoid the art burnout. Because I'll have an idea and I'm like, this only really makes sense in this medium. At least to me it does. Like, there's a lot of people that can do, you know, they stick to one lane and they're great. I have like, this would look so much more ethereal if I did this on U-book paper. This would look so much softer if I did this in watercolor. That kind of. That's kind of my thought process and why I have so many different mediums. Added character in reference to the medium? Sorry, with the way the stream keeps hesitating, I'm not sure what you're hearing. Or referring to at the same time, I mean. I've definitely heard of people say that the pet fur in a painting is extra character. Which is like, God, these dogs. You wouldn't think watercolor would get dog fur in it because it's just water and like all diluted pigments, but nope, you get dog fur in watercolors. Yeah, the pet hair. All my wood paper or wood panel paintings, just dog fur. Whenever I go to seal them, dog fur. My sculpting tools where I have some of my like finer needle ones that I have to try and claw the dog fur out before it completely sets. Yeah, so this is erasing some of the, defining some of the volumes with an eraser, essentially. Probably leave. I've got this line. I'll probably leave this little line, which you can barely see, but it's just a very faint line. A little bit of detail on it. That's just gonna give like the idea of another hand without it having to actually be in there. Because if I add that in there, I think it's gonna be too much detail. Oop. I did. There was a Xena used to shed outrageous amounts, and I had people be like, "You should save the fur. My aunt would make that into a sweater." Like, I don't got space for that. Yeah, that's why like Raya's part Akita, Xena was an Akita, Oni, one of my other two, he's an Akita. That breed almost went extinct during World War II because their dense coats of fur. The Japanese soldiers needed them for essentially their winter gear. So they were killing Akitas for their fur, and yeah, the only ones that were left were like ones that were hidden away up in the mountains. And then after that, I'm trying to think. The American Akita, when did the American Akita get established? I know Helen Keller was the first person to have an Akita in the US. Yeah, just to give you an idea of how much fur I live in. Raya wasn't here gracing us with her presence earlier. And I was like, oh, she's actually like looking at the camera, it's all nice. She organized all of her toys and then she left. Now I'm curious as to how hard it is to make like felt out of dog fur. No, I do not need to do that. I do not need more art hobbies. Just like you could save yourself money, just felt your own dog wool fabric, use it for art dolls. I already have like needle felt stuff that I got, but I haven't had time to play around with. I need to stop. Alright. So I think I'm going to eventually you reach a point with Yupo paper stuff where it's like if you keep working on it, you're just gonna muddy it up. Like, I like leaving it just a little bit sketchy. And by sketchy, I mean like lines. So I think I'm actually going to call this here. I'll add some more eraser lines into this just to kind of give some more movement. So I might come through here once I find my finer point eraser. Largely to like clean up, say, the teeth, maybe give some shine to the eyes. I will occasionally go over stuff with a white gel pen just to add a little highlight. It's like a final touch. The hard part is like, I want to clean up all the things without smudging it more. should actually use the Blackwing for this. Soin. Yeah, there we are. A little, here I'll move it a little bit because the way the light catches it, you miss some of the details. Okay, acrylic thing. Yeah, so if I tilt it, you can see the little muscle details over in there. I'm really glad you like him. I'm glad you like my freaks. So it needs to be a little bit of shadow there. Yeah. But yes, I'm gonna call that there just because we're having stream lag because I use my VTuber apparently and I'm not allowed to do that. I'll try to fix that for tomorrow. See if I can fix that because I would like to use Brihei. But yeah, we still went for almost 2 hours. It's not terrible. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for loving my little weirdo. I'm gonna keep noodling, this is what I do. I'm trying not to over polish them. Yes, I'll be back on tomorrow at least, at 12:30. I'm gonna try and sleep tonight so I can actually stop being all sleep deprived. There's a small chance I might stream a game tonight. We'll see how motivated I am since my regular Monday stream is cancelled. But anyways, thanks for hanging out. I'll probably work on, I might do digital, I might do book plates next. Might do both. Yes. Thank you. I'll see you later. Oh yeah, your Discord chat tonight. Oh yeah. I need to, that's what, I should use your Discord to start finally doing art dolls. Anyways, I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna go eat and nap. I need to sleep. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. Bye.